Hi there, my Capricorn. Welcome to Jive Tarot and your September 9 card spiritual reading. Those of you new to the channel, what I like to go ahead and do is I like to pick an overall energy for the reading, and then we'll jump right in. So how y'all doing? Can't wait to see what's in store for you for September. All right. How about that overall energy? Looks good. 10 of Cups. Okay, Capricorn. Looks like you've been doing some homework, and I like it. So whatever this 10 of Cups signifies, just a happy home life, it's almost like a happily ever after is what I'm feeling. Like you finally kind of reached it. And it's not necessarily a place or a person, but it's a state of mind, isn't it? See the Page of Wands in the reverse, however. I think you're kind of slow to enter it. Kind of like it almost feels, looks, smells, seems too good to be true for some reason or the other. Bottom of the deck, I see the Three of Wands, like you weren't expecting it. What's going on? Where's the hidden cameras? All right. So, Capricorn, let's jump into the reading. I want to get the past, present, future, conscious, subconscious, the person that you're dealing with, the doorways they could be trying to open for you, and how you would have handled it, and advice on how Spirit is trying to get you to handle it this go around. Yeah? Let's see what's happening. Yeah. Most recent past for my Capricorns, please. It's the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. I see compassionate, kind, generous. Almost like on a level with. See how this guy is talking to his horse, walking beside it? It's like a real compassion, real understanding. Current situation, there are a little bit of insecurities, and I think we picked up on that in your overall energy, right? This has got to be too good to be true. This has got to be some BS, right? And the most possible future outcome, I see the Three of Pentacles. This is working towards a common goal with other people. Although it does look like, there's two hands from one person, but we're not going to get too far into that. The person that you're dealing with, the Emperor in reverse, they might not necessarily have a plan, or they might not have planned for this to happen at all. Like, they kind of blindsided, I feel. The doorways. See the Nine of Swords in the upright, coupled with the Six of Pentacles. Could be worried about how they're going to make ends meet, or how to make something fair across the board. How to continue giving. Might feel like a little bit of a martyr too. What's your conscious and subconscious? Not that conscious mind. Ace of Swords. Okay, so mentally, and what's on your mind seems to be some sort of victory, some sort of aha moment, some sort of truth. And that's awesome. That's an awesome feeling, isn't it? Now let's just grab it, harness it, and make something of it, yeah? What about that subconscious? What's that subconscious telling me? What's that subconscious telling you? Oh, it's the Page of Cups. Oh. Okay, now this is weird, because it almost seems to me like the insecurities, or the thing that's kind of stopping you, going, oh wait, this is too good to be true. It's almost like you haven't given enough yet. Like you haven't done enough yet. You haven't done enough to deserve this. You haven't done enough to been rewarded this. But maybe you have. Maybe you just need to let go of the insecurities because they could be trying to manifest as the people and situations around you that would, in turn, in a way, shape, or form, kind of sink your boat at this early stage in life, right? How you would have handled it in the past. Page of Pentacles. Right, right, right. I would have needed to give more. I would have needed to appreciate more. I would have needed to plant more. I would have needed to do more. I would have done more. I would have continued to give. How's Spirit asking you to handle it this go round? What's the advice from Spirit, please? What's the advice for Spirit for my Capricorns? Six of Wands in reverse. Humble. Humble yourself. Okay, now this is shedding some light right now. That if I always feel like I need to give in order to be worth something or to be worthy or to have purchased my place, my plane ticket, or the such, right? Then the people that I surround myself with the insecurity sprouting up that I constantly need to give, I constantly need to give, I constantly need to give, right? Because I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. And we produce people around us that aren't quite up to par with what we think we are worth on a mental basis, but in a subconscious basis, you know? The thing is with that is in this during this time we have to kind of humble ourselves because a lot of people aren't going to take too kindly to us giving to them. What, you think I need that? You think I need that? Do you think I'm broke or something? No, I just have to give. I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm worthy unless I'm giving something or unless I'm doing something. You're going to have to make peace with that part of yourself on a plane of existence where you convince yourself that you don't need to give, or you realize that every time you do give, you're offending people around you and thereby creating a wedge between y'all. Because this Six of Wands in reverse is all about some sort of humility. When it's in the advice, I'm not saying it's take the low road. I'm not saying that it's be nefarious. I'm saying that it's a little bit of humility. Don't be so proud to sit up there at the top and have all these people cheering your name. Oh, look what they did. They're so wonderful. That's not always perceived that way. Just be a little humble. There's a story about a mother who constantly had things borrowed from her from the neighbors. You know, the neighbors would always come over and they'd ask for sugar. They'd come over and they'd ask for eggs. They'd come over and they'd ask for flour or rice or something. And then one day she went over there and asked for a cup of sugar and seen how they were doing. And the daughter asked, well, why'd you ask for a cup of sugar? Because we have a whole bunch of sugar at the house. She said, I want them to feel like we're on the same level so that they feel more okay to keep borrowing from me if they need it. I don't want them to feel like they're always just taking from me. So in the same heart or in the same existence, I guess that's kind of what I'm picking up. That's the energy I'm kind of picking up here is you have the compassion, right? You have the compassion. You have that slow, steady, stable movement forward. You have a direction and a destination. The Knight of Pentacles, right? A goal, a drive, a target, right? There's something that's stopping you from reaching the target. And right now, of course, we have the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands, which is a really defensive kind of energy. It's almost tiring. It's weighing us down. It's There doesn't seem to be an answer. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or a reason, but there's always a rhyme and there's always a reason and there's always a time and a season, for God's sake. Let's see. I want to know a little bit more about this person that you're dealing with, Capricorn. And the King of Swords could be an Aquarius, Aries, other father figure, or a very profound kind of masculine energy around you, or it even could be you. It could be your challenge, right? That it could be a Libra too, for God's sake, or it just could be somebody that's going through some judgments or some weighing out pros and cons, uncovering the truth, trying to figure things out, you know? A good judge of character also. I got a story time. I got a Nine of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Universe in reverse. Okay, so this is somebody that's probably going through some heartache, some hardships, right? They had become vulnerable, opened themselves up recently to a home situation or at home, or to let somebody in or to make somebody feel a little bit more comfortable. It's possibly you too. It could be you, or you could just be listening to this rundown story, right? It's an incomplete cycle. They're always talking about it. They're always going through it, or it's a door that's still open. Like I said, it could be you that they opened up to and allowed in, and on a level, right? These are things that I don't share with just everybody. These are aspects of my personality and ideas and thoughts that I don't just share with anybody or everybody. I'm trying to be a good judge of character, but at this time I see the truth, but I'm kind of out of control. I'm kind of losing control, or this isn't, I didn't ever mean for this to happen. I didn't ever mean for this to happen. This isn't the way that I planned for this to go. Things are just unfolding for them, and I don't feel like they have a lot of control over the situation. I see, but it does seem to be moving forward really, really fast. Now, there's things that they used to do and these things that they used to go through that they're really, really worried about, because they used to take care of these people, they used to do for these people, or vice versa. You understand? Or these people used to do for them and care for them. And now they're not getting that with the Nine of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, both in the upright, right? And clarified by the Knight of Wands. So there is a real big fiery, explosive need or desire or passion to get back to this. Like they're kind of find themselves not in a position that they're used to, but kind of caught up in the whirlwind, you know, where things that they used to do, they don't seem important anymore. Or things that they used to do, they haven't got to do in a minute or a while. And I think that you might feel like compensating here with the Page of Cups, like really, really packing on the emotional or compassionate or just sincere understanding. You understand it, but there's a truth to be told here where there's a lot of what they're saying that makes a lot of sense to you, you know, like you really, really feel it. And to be understood and heard on a level like this person is hearing and understanding you is just profound, you know? Uh, I mean, you're used to caring for and taking care of people like this or things like this, and nobody ever really speaks your language. Nobody's ever really said things that you clearly identify with, which would have made you feel a little bit alienated in the past. Um, hmm. Okay, so what's up with the humility? Because you might tend to like get on a high horse about this situation, like you got it on lock. This is the first time this has ever happened, like a kid in a candy store kind of feel. It's like when I get around a person and I haven't identified with anybody in a very long time, and this person just really, really gets me. Like, and I just want to spend time with this person. I don't want to really talk to anybody else. I want to know how deep it goes. I want to know, I want to call them every day when I wake up. I want to give them things. I want to gift them things, but you might be at a position to where that's not really warranted. There's a certain amount of something going on, and I want to feel like just a kind of take a little bit of pause and reflect a little bit at this time, because the most possible future outcome is that y'all work towards a common goal together. You understand? Sorry guys, I'm still just like getting over my cold. Okay, shuffling again. Yeah. Yeah, we shuffling again. All right. Okay, now even in this sense, Capricorn, where you usually are the provider, the benefactor, the guide, the senior advisor, right? You know the lay of the land and you know how it goes. So you're often offering comfort and camaraderie with people that don't see you, hear you, smell you, taste you, touch you. They don't really get you, but this person does, right? And I think that you want to overflow and overwhelm. Oh, okay. And there also could be some of you where this truth that you're getting is just kind of helping you grow. You understand? Like you want to open up and share, right? And in the past, you would have just like monetarily given or gifted time, energy, effort, money, rides, for God's sake, bought lunch, things like that. You would have done something to promote appreciation. Like, I'm really glad you're here. Let me get you lunch, you know? But there's something about that that's unwarranted, and there's a certain amount of humility, and that's probably where the working together is going to start to bloom. You understand? Where you start allowing giving take. That way, I offer up early on that it's okay to give and take. And what I expect in a relationship is give and take. I'm not trying to constantly one up you, I'm not trying to embarrass you, and I'm not trying to lower your self esteem and say that you need help because you've got all this on your plate either. I see the Four of Cups. This truth, this Ace of Swords in your subconscious, this is a bit of an acceptance. This is something that has to really take root, right? It's a truth, yes. But I love this deck because if you see here, the truth or the seed of the truth is here. But with thought being swords, air, swords, thought process, you see all this tree growing up, that she's allowing it to take root and grow and comprehend. So she's nurturing this truth. She's really starting to understand what it is and then allowing it to basically reprogram previous ways of thinking. Right. Now that reprogramming and that allowing of the spirit to truthfully, honestly, just allow things to move through you and to change how you deal with people on a basis instead of staying stuck in this old stagnant mind frame. Like, I got to give you something. Because I'm not worthy of your time, or you're not worthy of my time, tends to have the opposite effect depending on who you're dealing with. It really feels like this acceptance and this desire to give emotionally instead of monetarily, or instead of giving my time, instead of giving my money, instead of giving a ride or things that I have. I'm really identifying with you because I see that you're already identifying with me. So I have this overwhelming urge to give compassion. And then the things that you plant, or the things that the truths that you allow me to see, I allow them to take root because I'm really starting to trust the situation, right? But it's important here to understand that currently there's probably a sense of, I don't deserve this. It's a trick. It's a trap. I'm insecure. There's no way I could have deserved this. It's a trap. Two, accepting it graciously with humility. Do you understand how closely these two feelings, these two emotions mimic each other? But the vital, most important difference between them is it's almost inexplainable, but I hope that you understand exactly where I'm coming from when I'm trying to explain it to you. Bottom of the deck, I do see the Page of Wands, this time in the upright. So this time we're prepared. This time we're ready. This time we're opening up for lines of communication. This time we're allowing ourselves to be a student, not of the person, but of the situation. It's also important to note that back here, there's the Tower, right? So behind this childlike, or this inner child really coming out and exploring and learning and being anxious and ready to learn and feel through new ways of doing things, or this doorway that I opened for me through my hard work and diligence and changing my mind, that it's going to bring about devastating change. Now, this just could be mind over matter. This could be things that used to happen and people that I used to go see that I don't go see anymore. But things are changing with me, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not. I'm going to go through it, because here that's the Nine of Swords in the reverse, right? And patience. So I am not even worried about it. I'm patient. I'm tolerant. I know things are going on in the background, divinely organized, right? And I know it's leading my way to a proper sense of independence. And look, here's that Ace of Swords again. Okay, so that's all we're going to pull for that. But mainly, it's good to understand that this energy is going to be profound for allowing that inner child, that inner student, that shy communication to move towards the forefront and allow it to change and transform your way of thinking. And it could have been, longly solidified thinking, but I really feel like you're allowing it to transform. And by that happening, I think that you'll understand that it's not a trick. It's not a trap. There's no hidden cameras anywhere. Nobody's going to jump out from behind the bushes and say, surprise, you fool, right? That it's okay to be vulnerable and transmute it and transform it into a genuine humility that says eventually, thank you so much for allowing me to change and start a new journey. Thank you for giving me the reins and allowing me to change myself. Now, this humility is going to manifest into that not lonely. I'm not picking up the weight for the team anymore. I'm not doing everything by myself anymore. I don't feel like the lone wolf anymore. Finally, I have somebody, and this is going to blow your mind, because what I feel is, with all this new growth and this truth and this acceptance, is if it's not something you've never felt before, it's something that you haven't felt in a very, very long time, and it's going to feel a little bit like a unicorn to you. But just allow yourself to open up for what is next and what is coming and what is new, because I think it's going to change your life, Capricorn. I think you changed your life. So until next time, it was a pleasure reading for you, and thank you for hanging out with me at Jive Tarot. So if you'd like to know or see more, please like, comment, subscribe. Do hit the bell if you want to be informed next time I upload. Should be in about 2 weeks for a freestyle reading. So until next time, Capricorn, thanks for stopping by at Jive Tarot.